I'm Lauren, and this is November in my Wonderland 222 journal. So let's look again at the stickers on the front and the back. This guy is like getting increasingly dangerous. I left this notebook to sit for a while because I've been working in my 2026 journal, and this guy peeled off to like here or so. So I'm definitely gonna have to come back in with like some kind of good glue after this. And make sure I'm sticking it back down. Let's see. Here's some of the opening pages. Oops, a big ass hair in here. Let's get that out of there. Let's see, I have my index here, which is mostly keeping track of books I read, any important like documents or pages that I included in here, and then knitting projects and kind of big life events. And that is about that. This giant hamburger came from, I think it was just like a piece of paper that I got in my mail. And it was too good to not save for later. Some full page stickers here that's covering up the 4 years at a glance page. And I put them on very badly, but I like, I guess, having something to cover this page at the very least. This is my year at a glance page, and I've been tracking like health related stuff on here for basically everyone in the family, just to keep an eye on like when was the last time I saw like this doctor for this reason, or last time I went to the vet, etc. Let's see, we'll go to the quarterlies. Here's Q4. November is here in the middle, and so on the left side I have events from World of Warcraft, which I play a lot, and on the right side I have the various manicures, and I was kind of trying to keep it like sort of lined up with the week that it appeared in. I feel like I mostly did that because like this brown was like Thanksgiving week, but yeah, I like conceptually how this turned out, but I am trying to do a slightly cuter version of this in my 2026 book. I no longer remember what these pages are, but I like the full page sticker over here, and then also this like just washi cover here. And then here are the monthly trackers. Here's November. I was doing a little bit better of actually tracking, but you can see I kind of crapped out at the end. But I did come back and, fill in sleep and steps from my Fitbit, which is honestly the only reason that I keep track of this, is because I can reference it later at any time. I have a full page collage of Happy Planner stickers that I have no intention of using because I don't usually put these types of stickers in my spreads. So I figured it would be fun to just use a bunch all at once here. That said, they're super old, so they're peeling up a bunch, and I had to come back in with packing tape, so that's why it looks kind of shiny now. I think this might be like December pages, like the weeklies or something. And I covered that with, these are just like bits of ephemera from like local events I had gone to, or things that had come in the mail. Like this Fresh Start thing probably came from like a credit card ad or something. But I really like just this collection of kind of like local themed stuff. I did some swatch pages on the December weeklies, and they turned out okay. But I'm not going to cover them at this point. And then I think this was just like a mailer that looked really cool, so I glued it in here. Let's go to the monthly and weekly pages. So here we have the overview page. One of the really nice features about Wonderland is that they have an overview and then a review page for each month. So on this page, at the beginning, I track the media that I'm watching, playing, or reading, places that I went to eat, any knitting works in progress, and then orders that I'm waiting on to arrive. On the monthly page, because again, I'm not really using this for like schedule planning or anything, I'm just tracking the Wordle. You can see that I continue to have trouble with doing it every day. in the past, my family lived on the East Coast and I lived on the West Coast. So by the time I woke up, someone on the East Coast would have already supplied the daily word that we would all use to start. And so I would basically see that and I could still do it while I was like laying in bed, waking up. But unfortunately, now that I'm in Japan, I am the first person to start a day as far as like time zones are concerned. So I have to be the one to come up with the word of the day and also remember to send it to everybody. And so I forget a lot. Here are the weeklies, which I really like to decorate with basically washi to cover the sections that I don't use. So for example, like I'm not really, well, one, it ends at 9 o'clock. What is this? Like the time schedule ends, it goes from 7 a.m. to 9. And let's be real, I'm not really doing anything after in the evening. So I usually cover up the stuff that like doesn't have plans. And then at the top, because I'm not using this to like plan anything, I don't have a lot to write here. And also because we had just moved and we're still kind of getting used to that, I continue to not really have anything to write. So yeah, I've been really exploring just like, clippings that I've gotten from random like, pamphlets and flyers and stuff that I get in my mail or I get when I make a purchase. We get like free newspapers periodically sent, and like honestly, like newsprint is really satisfying to clip and glue in. I mean, honestly, as is like the shiny magazine paper. But then like if I got like a business card from a place, or like I think my friend had brought this bag for me, and this was like the tag that was on it was really cute, so I kept it. What else? This is a sugar packet that I got with my coffee. This came off of an onigiri that I bought. Tuna mayo, if you know, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I really, I like that I'm getting like a lot more sort of passive, or maybe I should say free ephemera, because there's just a lot more like paper products that show up in my daily life here, and I kind of love it. Also, I love these guys. These are the mascots for like a drugstore. So like it's just a regular business, but they have a puppy and a kitty, and they're so cute. And so every time I get like pamphlets from them, I'm like, yes, please give this to me. I do want this. All right, here's the review page. And on this page, I am tracking finished objects for knitting, any books I read, I guess the number of books I read, my favorite moment of the month, the number of times I used my CrossFit membership. And at this point I had signed up again, but it was a rough month, so I didn't actually get that much. Then a pick of the month, and then just like random ephemera to fill up this space. And here, this was food packaging for a taiyaki that I had gotten. All right, let's go to, the dailies. Here they are. Make sure that's centered. Cool. Okay, so here, did I have the day off here? This was a weekend or something? Anyway, we had a pretty chill day. So we went to a restaurant and had delicious Italian food. That was really fun. We had been looking to get like some furniture to help fill out our new place. And this was on like the show floor for the couches. There was like, I don't know, there was just like this picture that explained like how you can sit on the couch, and something about that was really funny to me because like, I don't know, usually I don't need like a diagram, but I really appreciated that they took the effort to make one. On this day, gosh, we went to the Imperial Palace, and I got like a flyer or a pamphlet, great, wrote a little bit about it, and then the next few days, clearly nothing was going on at work, so I just used those pages as overflow for the palace. So I have just a bunch of stickers from there, and then again, stuff clipped from the newspaper. Really love that. And then really nice washi that I got. I don't remember when, but since coming to Japan, I had popped into a place and I saw this, and it's like a really short amount. Like it's not the full roll. It was just like some coiled paper that had been put in a bag, and oh man, I like it for autumn stuff. Finished a book. What happened here? I think this is actually a pretty chill day in the sense that like I came home a little bit early. I went to a cafe that never looks like it's open. And I surprised the lady who was running it by going. And then we went to the grocery store, but it's across the street from the shrine, so we popped in to look at that just to see what was there. We got a bike, obviously. Its name is Fromage, and that's because it is the color of cheese. And also, for some reason, there is a sticker on the bike that says Fromage, and I don't know why that is, but I don't need to know, and I love it. I also had to replace my earbuds, so we went to the store and got talked into these. They're not bad. I was mostly looking for something that had like really good battery life so that I can take the 10-hour flights from Japan to the US and not have to like stop, you know, midway to charge them. Unfortunately, such earbuds do not exist, but these still have a pretty good battery life, so hopefully my next flight will be decent. On these days, we had some friends visit, and obviously they understand the obsession with stationery, so they had gone to the Traveler's Notebook Factory in Tokyo and picked up some stickers and also like a roll of little stickers for me, so I sampled all of them here. And then stamps are a big thing, stamp rallies, stuff like that. So my friend had grabbed a few stamps from places that we went. And then we went to Universal Studios Japan, which now has like a Nintendo World area, and like we had not been because it's relatively new within like the last few years, so that was really cool. And I got an intense amount of stationery, which is amazing. Like they had like little star washi and then little like Nintendo character themed washi, and obviously we went to the cafe. These are the backs of the receipts. Already had like very cute Mushroom Kingdom printing on them. So this was just a really fun collage to make. And then this is just random stuff that I picked up while out and about. We got, oh my gosh, what is this in English? We got like basically like a baked sweet potato that came in a paper bag. We went to a crepe place that for some reason is just called Eggs. No notes. Amazing. I think, yeah, this was from my CrossFit gym. It just had like these cute little animals explaining what it is. I really like it. Let's see here. God, where did I learn about this? I think I saw this in the newspaper that this place was, this garden was doing an event where you could come at night, and they of course would have lights on all of the autumn trees and stuff, and like that's common anywhere in Japan. But the cool thing about this place is that it's really small, so it was not crowded. It was kind of out of the way, and you could come in. They give you like a little snack, and then it has like a building that you can sit in, and so that of course has like crazy atmosphere. And you know, it's dark and quiet, and you're basically sitting at like you know, a really peaceful garden in the middle of the city. So it's just a really nice trip. This thing I did not get at the venue. I got it on some other day, but it felt thematically appropriate, so I added it. And then here again is that really nice like autumnal washi tape. I think, as you'll see, I have a lot of pages that are fully covered, so this is 2 weeks worth of manicures put on top of each other. And then this is the other book that I finished in November, and it's really good. Highly recommend. Look it up. Let's see. I think this day, unfortunately, I was feeling under the weather, so my husband ended up going to this event without me, and I heard that they do it annually, so I'm hoping to go next year. But it was like a yokai festival, and they had some really, as you can see, incredible like pamphlets and ephemera and stuff that came out of that. So my husband dutifully brought all that home to me, and then I made it into this page. But then, yeah, the reason that he went was because his friends were in town, so we ended up going to the Arashiyama area the following weekend, and that's like famous for the bamboo forest, but also there's a bunch of temples in the area, so we went to those too. And each place you go gives you a cool ticket, which has some kind of like printing on it that's like thematically linked to where you went, and then they'll give you like a full-on pamphlet. So there was just really cool stuff to be had from here. And then, yeah, one of the places, can you see this? let's see. One of the places you could go and get like matcha and then, you know, sit outside and drink it while the leaves are falling around you. Really nice. This is a tip-in, and then more tickets from that. We went to like an art place and this was available, so that was really cool. And then I have some pictures that I printed out and a cool thing from a meal that we ate. They, you know, usually give you chopsticks in like a little paper sleeve. And so if you're very lucky, the sleeve will have cool printing on it. And I feel like those are really easy things to grab to put in the planner. I think starting at this point, maybe a little bit back here too, I became, yeah, you can see, obsessed with backgrounds, easy backgrounds. So these are mostly like highlighters, mild liners that I just drew on the grid to make a background and then wrote on top of. And I mean, I really like the effect, but also like if you're gonna do this, decide to do it before you start like adding stuff and writing, because otherwise it is kind of a pain in the butt to make it like work around all of the things you put on the page. So that's my pro tip for you. Yep, Thanksgiving Day. This is my cousin as a piece of cake. Thank you, FaceTime. And then this is pretty much the other thing that I did that weekend was play this limited time event. And I made this sort of sad looking tracker, and this honestly inspired me to look again at my like gaming notebook bullet journal type thing. And so maybe that's something that I can introduce in the future. And then this is the last page, and it is not that exciting. And that's because I was tired from doing all these things. So that is it for November in my Wonderland 222 journal.